Hello there, this is Sadie. I hope that you are doing well. We're gonna play Stealth C now. It's my second run of today. I've got a little bit of a backlog of videos to edit, but I will handle that later. Obviously that will no longer be relevant by the time you hear this one. So we won Fed B earlier, and it was a very, standard sort of run. We got some guns early. The main thing that was different about it was that we ended up getting cloaking and hacking at the same store, which immediately changed the game from being, sort of tense to immediately just being completely fine. Stealth C is quite a bad ship because you have no shields and you also have no cloaking, which, that's not a particularly safe situation for your ship. It does, however, have kick-ass weapons, and it has a drone system that sort of awkwardly fills in for some of the things your shields might normally do. So, what you want to do on this ship generally is you get a weapon buffer so that your weapons are protected if you take 1 damage, and then you want to work on moving towards being able to afford shields. You do have long-range scanners like all the stealth ships, which is very good and helps you avoid hazards. This ship also has a lot of stuff to sell. You can sell the 2 drones and the scanners sell for 63 scrap between them. So you can go to a store with only 62 scrap and still be able to afford them by selling all that stuff, although you would prefer not to. On this particular map, I like going through this nebula because, this ship is vulnerable to hazards, like all the stealth ships. But the only hazard that can occur in nebulas is low-power battles, and that's one hazard that Stealth C is completely unaffected by, really, because your stuff, you have 2 1-power weapons. You don't really need to worry about that. There is an argument for venting this ship to below 50% oxygen to try to divert smart targeted shots onto the O2 system and away from weapons. I don't like doing that on this particular ship because your repair ability kind of sucks, and often your crew will be going into battles at less than full health because you have a clone bay, and if you get, say, hit in the oxygen and you only have low health crew, it can be very difficult to fix it without them suffocating and things can spiral. So I won't be doing that. Go here first. Since we have long-range scanners, these are legitimately just unmarked beacons, but hey, it looks like we get a possible double scrap reward anyway. So we have the Shield Overcharger Drone Plus, which is a better version of the quite bad Shield Overcharger Drone that you can get with every other ship. And the difference is it only takes 2 power instead of 3, which is way too much for what the Overcharger Drone does. But yeah, and this is how you generally want your fights to go. You probably take a bit of damage on the first volley, because it's hard not to unless you get really strong evade. But then you're basically fine. Unless they get loads of dodges, or you have to deal with like an enemy who has cloaking or a Zolg shield or something like that. Then things can get a bit spooky. Nice, we immediately get enough scrap to get a weapon buffer, and that means if we take 1 hit in weapons, we still keep these up, and that's the most important thing, because your only it's not so much that the best defense is a good offense, is that as things start on Stealth C, your only defense is your offense. And this, but that doesn't count. Okay, They have a drone control system, so they could easily have an offensive drone. I mean, we can't skip the fight anyway, so let's just see whether they do. If they have an offensive drone, which they don't, thankfully, they have their own Shield Overcharger drone, so they have the plus version. This is annoying since it's gonna make it harder to take their weapons all the way down, but fortunately, theirs, requiring 3 power, will go down immediately after I hit it once. Ours would too, actually, if we got hit once there, but they don't use their weapons as efficiently as we do. The main thing that we got lucky with there is just I missed a room on that shot, that was silly. The main thing we got lucky with there is just our first 2 charge laser shots actually hit. So yeah, here is low power situation. Since we have a clone bay, we can do stuff like manually search all of the possible low power situations we like. But I'm going to try to take all of these jumps because I think I can still do that and see everything that's relevant in this sector. No, we need our drones. You could risk a pulsar on this ship. I'm probably not going to, but it's not like on Stealth B where pulsar is terrible because your weapons are really, really slow. Your weapons are very fast here, so you won't have your first volley taken offline by a pulsar. This might get in. Okay, if they had fired that before this, the overcharger came up, that could have actually slipped in, but it didn't. Now that's annoying though. Yes, we're taking that. That's a great offer. Quite apart from scrap value, we can just flat out use a defense drone if an enemy has, you know, a missile that we're particularly concerned about and we're not worried about their other weapons. Like if we fight an enemy that has an ion and a missile, we're better off just putting the defense drone up. The ion could take out a shield overcharge bubble, but it can't take out a defense drone. Well, it can by hitting it, but it's not terribly likely. And once we get shields, the defense drone will also still be useful. Okay, so we've got an auto ship. So this is one of these more tricky situations. We do have one advantage here. They also have no shields, which means that we can fire our laser charger plus the moment it gets a single point of charge. And that can take a weapon out. Let's also do this. And as soon as our mini beam charges, they're dead, since they can't dodge it. I'm going to fire the charge laser twice just to get more weapon XP. Take this fight. So this stupid asshole is running away and has cloaking. That's very annoying. However, we can at least block the heavy laser shot. And yeah, here's why you buffer your weapons on this ship. Bah. They might actually escape because they had level 2 piloting, but I couldn't let them keep those weapons up. Fortunately, it's only a short cloak. The heavy laser 2 can slip in, the heavy laser 1 rather, can slip in behind the second shield shot. I should have realized that. The reason that happened is because they had cloaked to charge it the first time, and they need weapon manning basically for this to happen. You can reset things by doing some fiddly stuff with switching the shield overcharger on and off quickly. Should I take this pulsar fight before going to the store, or should I try... Like, I can go up here. Problem with going up here, of course, is it's not guaranteed to be scrap. That's definitely scrap and definitely a fight. It's just it might be an extremely dangerous fight. But as mentioned, pulsars are not as bad for this ship And this applies for Stealth A as well, which the ship is very similar to. If we get a medium scrap reward, we will guaranteed have enough to be able to buy shields without having to sell everything. We could keep the defense drone, which would be very helpful. I'm gonna do it. If I die because of this, it's my own fault, obviously, but this actually isn't that dangerous a ship. It's basically the same ship that we just fought, except it's not running away and there's a pulsar that will disable their shields. Our overcharger drone actually can block the pulsar as well, albeit it will not be doing that here because it's not up at the time. We once again gain the benefit of having the weapon buffer. So yeah, now any future pulses that go off will actually just be absorbed. No, that's not enough. Oh no, it doesn't do that if you have... There's weird things with how pulsars interact with Zoltan shield type effects and whether or not you have shields. So I was wrong there, it doesn't actually absorb it. Whatever. Let's go to this store and see what you have. So, we could buy shields here, or we could buy hacking. If we want to buy hacking, we only need to sell one thing. If we buy shields, we have to sell either all 3 drones. We can keep like one of these things, I think. Let's see. 30 plus 17, 47. That's 62. That is 87. So yeah, we could keep one of these 4 objects, which would probably be the defense 1 drone. If I buy hacking, I only have to sell one thing, which would be either the scanners or the anti-drone. Heart says anti-drone, head says scanners should be the one to sell if we do that. The downside of buying hacking here, and why I'm leaning away from it, is that if we're buying hacking, we have 2 different... We still don't have shields, and we have 2 different systems that are reliant on drone parts. I'm looking at the map now, because if I do decide to sell the scanners, I at least know where these fights are. Yeah, fuck it, let's go shields over hacking at this point. I also have, with shields, I can get the shields to be my defenses against conventional weapons, and I have this defense drone to defend me from missiles. So that's a nice combination to have. So I am delaying hacking, which is not something I would normally do. There were fights here and here, and this was at a solar flare, I believe, but we can risk that now because we have shields. We also now will be able to stockpile drone parts, because since we don't have to use a drone part every fight, which if we had bought hacking, by the way, we would still probably need to use a shield overcharger every single fight. It's just we would also be using hacking fairly regularly. And unfortunately we're now getting smacked here because they dodged both of our first 2 shots. Boo. Unfortunately, we couldn't get more repairs at that last store, but... Where's the fire? Okay, that's where the fire is. I probably should have noticed that. It's in a system. That was very, very lazy of me. Please don't burn my drones down. For fuck's sake. Well, that was an extremely stupid mistake on my part. Let's fix this. We're gonna take another solar flare, aren't we, because of that? Let's vent all of the non-system rooms, and let's actually look at our system icons now. Okay. This was also a fight. Slaver. And not a particularly dangerous slaver. So yeah, situation now, we will want to get the shield upgrade as we normally do, and we want an offensive upgrade. Having already upgraded our weapons, it's very, very nice if you can find a 1-power weapon of some kind. No, I want a high scrap reward. Another alternative you can do with this ship is if you can get offensive drones, you can use those, which I very much enjoy, but it is somewhat dependent on being able to afford using those drone parts, which generally in the long run requires a drone recovery arm. But this is the only non-NG ship in the game that has 3 drone slots, so it is quite nice to be able to do that. Let's get the shield buffer. There could be another store in this sector, but I'm not going to assume there is, or that if there is, that I can even get to it. Hilo man shields, and then we can hopefully, if this does hit us, get them recharged in time. Good. Unfortunately, this is another fight where we only get a low scrap reward. And indeed, we get the very lowest of low scrap rewards. Okay, here's a great situation to use our defense drone. We could intentionally try to run them out of missiles in order to get training. I'm not going to do, and then go for a crew kill. I'm not going to do that because the defense drone is not flawless, and I don't, with my hull already in yellow, I don't want to risk taking damage. And also, I'm fairly sure when we get our shields up, which we may well be able to do after this fight, that I'll already be able to find a training fight soon enough. Like that slaver we fought a moment ago would have been a training fight that would be 100% safe, were it not for the fact that we only have 1 shield bubble. No! I'm holding my scrap just in case of an immediate store next sector, although I don't know that I would want anything that I could afford there over just upgrading my shields. An ion blast, maybe. No, there's no store. Get this up. Power situation on this ship is not that great. One of its flaws. Okay, well we can train weapons and piloting here, although we don't have enough power to run this and use both of our weapons, but I guess we don't need to do that. So, let's turn this on. It will be slow pilot training because we're not getting the benefit of our engines being manned, so our evade is 10%. Might as well weapon train multiple people while we're waiting. We legitimately gonna full train weapons on 2 people before we get even 1 level of piloting training? The answer is yes. This is too annoying, I'm only going to train the slug. Screw cross-training, we have a clone bay at the moment, and we'll be able to find a better fight than this, I'm sure. Oh, look at the map quickly. No, we don't see a storm. Good, because our next jump is forced, so it would be a bit sad if we went there and we had like 15 scrap. Reduce the noise. You gonna dodge anything? Thank you. Okay, there we go. So actually killing this ship is going to be irritating because they're the light surveyor type of asshole who has 2 shield bubbles in Sector 2. And they have NGs to repair, so I'm going to have a hard time keeping this down. I'm worried about them deciding to flee. But if we can hit the shields a few times and ideally get a fire going with our mini beam. The laser charger can't actually set fires, regrettably. But it can apply damage that they have to spend time fixing. Can I hit enough rooms here to just guarantee blowing them up? I don't know that I can. There might be a 4-room swipe there. There are some ships in this that you can do a 4-room swipe with a mini beam on. I can't remember if that's one of them. They're generally annoying to pull off. Search among the stores. Oh, well, this is a store. Well, I can't afford any of those. Even if I sold the defense drone, I'd be 1 short of the cheapest weapon there. Oh well. This was an event store, so it's not actually taking away from the stores that are native to this sector. Even though I'd like to repair, I'm going to hold off because I want to have an offensive upgrade for next sector more than I want to repair our quite high already hull. I mean, it's not as high as I would like it to be, but... Okay, well, there's the offensive option that we could fall back on if we don't get a weapon. Or if we find a store that has a defense drone, that has a drone recovery arm, rather, I will just do that intentionally. Regardless. But it depends on what's here. And no, we won't be falling back on this because we're buying this flak instead, obviously. And now we have endgame weapons already. We just need to upgrade our weapons once, and our weapon system will be done. I probably will get offensive drones later on because I'll be able to afford it with only needing level 4 weapons. But yeah. I need to upgrade my power next. I'm keeping the defense drone since I don't have any other anything else that can really deal with missiles. It's not like I can hack weapons. Oh, wow. I mean, that sells for loads, but we can also use it. Let's spend a few now. To at least get into the green. Since we have a reasonable number of drone parts. I think I'll use 2. It gives you between 3 to 5 hull back every time you use it. And I rarely keep these things, but they do sell for loads. And if you do keep them, they're good. It's just usually the 42 scrap you get for selling them is better than... Oh, we get a free weapon. It's a small bomb. I suppose I could temporarily put that on here and use at weapons 3, but no. I like the option of being able to do this. Although, let's get some fuel. I don't need power. I don't need to really preserve my scrap as much, because if we get to a store, we can get stuff just by selling the whole repair drone. I can almost afford hacking just by selling those. In fact, I can afford hacking by selling these two and the bomb, which I would do, even if we had 0 scrap going into the store. What's your offer? Cool, we're gonna get a weapon drop from this. What, again? Well, we can in fact properly train here, and our evade is 30% instead of being fucking 10%. So let's do that. I only need to train the slug on weapons, so I guess I'll put you on shields. Take a quick look at the map. We unfortunately have to just go here, here, and out. So it doesn't look like we're seeing another store in this sector, but that's fine. We just need systems. Okay, you go here, you go there, you go there. Okay, you go there, you go there. I will also need to train the slug on weapons in a moment, but we'll get everything else done first. I mean, need is not really accurate there. We don't need to do that, but I want to. I can actually use 2 weapons here to do that, so I can train very quickly. Turn that off. Because yeah, if I auto-fire the charge laser and the mini beam, I'll never get through shields, but I will be firing 2 weapons quite quickly. Cool. Everyone back to your positions, and let's turn speed hack off. I said let's turn speed hack off. Thank you for your cooperation. Let's go flak a mini beam so we can afford a shot to miss. I don't think this event ever runs away because they surrender to you at a certain point. Okay, we can afford our shot to miss. We can't afford 2 shots to miss. But then we couldn't afford that with the charge laser either, so we're not in any worse situation for using the flak. Yep. Cool. We get a weapon that we can just sell for 32 scrap, so That's 54 scrap worth of sellables. That's another 42 for 96. So we can afford hacking from 0 scrap without having to sell the defense drone. That's cool. I'm going to get a power bar. My next upgrade anyway, I want to just get my weapons up. With these guns, we will thoroughly thrash everything in the mid-game. Eventually, we will need system support, but we'll have that system support by the time we need it. I'm going to go flak mini beam here as well. And I'll fire the flak at their shields and then mini beam a bunch of systems. Go looking for the rebel ship. The rebel fleet pursuit doubled, which doesn't matter in the slightest. Go to doors. I think it's possible to do a 4-room swipe on this enemy layout that's not obvious from looking at it. You need to like stretch the beam in this exact way, and it will never show 4 rooms highlighted, but you can do it. Let's see if I can pull it off. Does it do it if I do this? Yeah, see, I damaged oxygen as well, even though that didn't appear to be. It didn't appear like it was going to hit oxygen, but it did. I didn't bother trying to do the thing there. Okay, we can upgrade our weapons now. Let's just jump into the next sector where we are apparently doing pirate stuff. Go to the one that has choices at the next sector. Yeah, there's a store there. Do we have enough right now that if we sold all of this we could buy cloaking? Or if we sold everything but the defense drone? 42, that gets us to 77. 32, that gets us to 109. 22, that gets us to 131, so no. This might be the only store in the sector, so I'm going to take a jump or two. Because, you know, if we see either of cloaking or hacking, I buy it immediately here. Oh, come on. Give me scrap. I'm gonna have to miss out on that nebula, but whatever. Hail them. For fuck's sake, that's not money. Watch, we're gonna go here and there's gonna be cloaking, isn't there? Okay, never mind. They have hacking. There's another flak there. We could do that. It's greedy. I'm not gonna bother. Let's just sell this stuff. Buy hacking. Weapons up. Now we will proceed to thrash every enemy we can find, which apparently is none of them. Like, we can find lots of opportunities to trade missiles for drones, which is cool, because we have 2 systems that use drones and none that use missiles. But still, it's a little bit much. Our power situation is not great. Split these 2 weapons up so we can keep a shield bubble going. No, they fixed the cloaking at exactly the last moment, you dickheads. Stupid NG, this is your fault. No. Don't you dare do that again. I'm on to you, NG. It's this event. Let's just do this. We're fine. We're fine. Oh, I meant to counter that, and then I didn't. Oh well. Well, having made that error, I'll just hack weapons and split these shots out. We can crew kill this actually, but we don't want to because it's that event. And I'll gamble for a better than medium reward. Or at least equal to medium reward. Yeah, I think that's a high reward. Yep. Sector 3 is 16 to 27 is medium, so we got the high reward. We also got 6 fuel, which is very nice. Despite 2 power bars. Now we can start saving for cloaking. Though we might upgrade hacking to level 2 next sector, depending on like what sector we're going into and what the map looks like. Good lord. How many just random fucking resource beacons are there in this sector? Good, there's finally a slaver. Like, this is a fucking pirate sector. There's supposed to be slavers all over the goddamn place. We've seen this weapon combination previously. We'll want to hack after they fire the chain laser. Except they don't fire the chain laser, so never mind. No. Do I have 2 jumps here? I don't think I do. Nope. We might be able to knock this offline without using a drone, and if we are going to use a drone, we'll use the defense drone, not the hacking. Yep. Now let's shoot at the other side of the ship to pull their pilot. Although we'll probably just blow them up. Don't think we can get out on time. Nope. But it's fine, it looks like the fire is just where our rock is. Ignore. There's an abandoned Sector 4. So Lanius bombers can turn up there, but they only board you with 1 person. So there are more stores in NG Homeworlds, but it's a half measure because abandoned is guaranteed to be 2, NG Homeworlds is 2 to 3. And abandoned sectors are generally much higher scrap than NG Homeworlds. I'm going to go to the abandoned sector. We're more likely, I think, to get the scrap here to be able to afford cloaking quickly. That quest is just a drone delivery. I don't want to do that. I'm happy to just keep the drone parts. This ship isn't too dangerous, but given that we have 20 plus drones, I'm just using my drone parts. The other thing about Lanius bombers is while they are very dangerous, they're also generally very rewarding fights, as long as you can win them, which with our very strong weapons we can. Okay, I'm going to modify my statement about going to this drone place, because if we go here, here, and there, we may have enough scrap to buy cloaking. Depending on whether we get scrap here and what the quest outcome is. Unfortunately, we have this bollocks. If the quest gives us 28 scrap or more, we can afford cloaking by selling the defense drone. Which would be sad, but also absolutely what I would do. get out of there. Yeah, the ship is not particularly great at dealing with borders. Primarily you do it by running around and venting. No, you go in there, you do that, vent them out. We'll have to play venting whack-a-mole with these guys to stop them breaking stuff. But we will eventually, and by eventually I mean fairly soon, get control of our doors again. There we go. There's a reasonable argument with this crew in a Lanius sector that you could vent them down if your crew are like low on health, because they might need to fight a Lanius that boards, say, Clone Bay, to just vent them even if that costs you crew skill. I'm not going to do that right now because we're jumping to a quest that I don't think can result in a Lanius bomber fight, and then we're going to a store. But it's something to keep in mind. I don't have anything else to sell, do I? No, it's just a defense draw. So I need to get... Unfortunately, this can lose crew even with a Clone Bay, so fuck that. Sad. That much fuel, and we go on. Well played. Not a bad offer, but I need more money. Good. One more scrap reward and we're in buy cloaking range. Regrettably, jumping back to that store is not an option. God damn it. We can't get more scrap before this store. Okay, so we're going to ignore it and just go and get more jumps because unfortunately the layout really worked against us here. So I want to get my shields back up before I jump out. Just use a defense drone. Our shields currently do not do anything. Okay, we can now afford cloaking by selling the defense drone, but I'd like to be in a position where I can afford cloaking without having to do that, and since the only other store in this sector has just been taken over, I will be in that position by the next time we see a store, unless the end of this sector is truly legendarily awful. Hail the platform and attempt to communicate. Once we have 185 scrap, I'm getting hacking level 2. Then I'll buy a power bar after that, as long as I can maintain the 150 buffer. Cool. Not exactly a double reward, since the second bit did not actually contain any scrap, but we now have 20 fuel. Go away. Why do these have to have... Both of these have fucking 4 humans. Whoever wanted 4 humans? Has anything good ever happened to you in your life because of 4 humans, I ask? It's entirely too significant quantity of humans. We're once again gonna vent these idiots around selectively. They don't seem to know what they're doing. That's fine. Get me door controls. Whatever. We'll get the training back very quickly. At least the training system that matters. Yeah, obviously this sector would have been a lot better, and so with the previous one if we had been able to keep our long-range scanners, but... And, you know, we could have done that by selling the defense drone, but the defense drone has also been quite helpful in quite a number of combats, which long-range scanners aren't helpful in combat at all, they just help you find combats. Which is very, very helpful still, but... I'm going to try to do this without spending a drone. We can reevaluate if our first volley sucks. But it does not. No. We have one more jump, I think. Yes. Oh no, we're undercutting the Red Giant gang. I mean, admittedly, they do have double burst too, so that's concerning. I'm taking the fight anyway, but oh god. I should have noticed that they have offensive drones as well. If I'd noticed that, I would not have taken the fight, but that's me being careless. I regret the decisions I've made. I very much regret the decisions I've made. I tremendously and enormously regret the decisions I've made, like, to the extent that this could kill us. Okay. We can get the flak back up. We can maybe do something here, but mostly I think we want to try to run. It was exceedingly stupid and greedy to take this fight, even with just the 2 burst 2s. If they hit our piloting, we're going to die, and it's completely my fault. Well, that is the price of stupidity. Can we maybe escape here by fixing our piloting? We'll get that weapon up. But yeah, these 2 offensive drones. This is why I'm afraid of Sector 4 energy bombers. It's fights like this. It's just I didn't notice the fact that they had drones. Oh god, we're out. Oh, fucking hell. We don't have those. Okay, so let's see if we can survive this. Speaking of surviving, let's fix the oxygen. That's more important than anything else, since our clone bay is broken. Okay, we want to jump in the next sector and see what we can see immediately. We can still afford cloaking right now, but obviously, oh god, we have two very, very unenviable choices. I'm going Zoltan because there's more stores there, but yeah, this is exceedingly bad. I will be skipping fights if we see any. Go here first because this entire corner is visible from there, and it doesn't connect to the rest of the sector. Yeah, I will skip fights if we see them, and they're skippable. Unfortunately, we've just jumped into this horrendous fight. Fortunately, the only weapon they have here that's too much risk to hurt us, we can... Although, actually, no, those two ions can get our shields down. But we can put a defense drone up to protect us from the asteroids. But we also need to use a drone to protect us from... We also need to use a drone to protect us from the Zoltan shield because... The Zoltan shield. Then we also need to use a drone to protect us from the Glade Beam because otherwise we will just die. Defense drone. I'm counting on you. Defense drone. Thank you, defense drone. If they fire this Glade Beam, we just die. So we absolutely must stop that. We're not out of the woods, obviously. Put the oxygen on for a second, because either of these can ionize my shields, and as already demonstrated, the defense drone is not foolproof. Especially since that ion could come in and hit the drones. Everything off except the defense drone. Get out of here. Damn it. They're next, because that sees the most. Okay, cool. Yay! Not dying. Hooray. We're safe. Okay. I am going to go and make myself a drink to celebrate not throwing the streak away by being a moron. Okay, we are back. I've talked to Mike Hopley before about how one of the hardest things you can do in this game is to forgive yourself for making dumb mistakes, and I'm getting past that particular being troublesome. One of the things I like to think about when I look at a situation like this is that I know that I can make absolutely the most brain-dead and moronic mistakes that I can think of. I flat out did not look at the systems on that ship. I should have known. I'm always warning about how dangerous energy bombers in Sector 4 are, and I just didn't look. You know, I spoke to Neozar as well about it recently, where, you know, over a long streak, you just need 30 seconds of inattention to kill you. Probably wasn't even 30 seconds of inattention, but it did very nearly kill me. But the good thing is that at least some of the time you can make absolutely absurd errors and still come back and win these runs. And that's one thing that is a sort of hopeful thing to take off into your own runs, is you don't need to play perfectly to win these runs, you just need to play well. Mostly well. So, there's potentially another store in this sector, but I don't really care about that. I want to catch up on my scrap since I'm now like a sector and a half behind. We will interfere and help the Zoltan ship, because that entails not having to fight a Zoltan ship. Let them shoot the basic laser and then engage the hack. I have previously lost streaks to just not looking at the systems in the preview thing that the game shows you and then being surprised when they have offensive drones. I remember a Mantis C loss that was caused by me doing that precise thing. Small chance that we get tagged here, and we could have got tagged by an asteroid as well as by a missile. Our next purchase is going to be quite a bit of power so that we can actually run all the systems that we've gone out of our way to acquire. Yuck. Defense drone 2 and 3 shield bubbles and a pulsar. Oh, for God's sake, our cloak got hit there by the pulsar. I was hoping the cloak to be able to avoid this stupid thing. Unfortunately, they switched the defense drone 2 off instead of the beam drone. Keep my mini beam up. That was a very nasty fight, but we're fine. And we could buy power, but we are once again in a hazard beacon, and therefore we can't. I guess we might as well go to this other store. There is nothing that I think they could have here that we would want, other than just do that. Participate in their study. We will want some more crew soon. Obviously we're going to attack the rebel ship. And why would you do anything other than attack the rebel ship? FTL could basically just be called Attack the Rebel Ship, the game. Okay, we didn't get it right there. I don't know if I angled it right there because, well, the shield to be charged before the beam fired. Or before it could get there, anyway. Oh, cool. We could potentially upgrade onto using that instead of the mini beam, although that would require more scrap investment into weapons, which, since we basically lost a good part of a sector's worth of scrap due to being a complete dumbass, don't know why I say we, I was a complete dumbass, but whatever. Since I am behind because of that, I may not actually be able to or want to afford to do that. But on the other hand, we have 2 whole sectors left before we even go to the final sector, and we don't need any more systems, so... no. You can lose crew there even with a Klondike. So yeah, scrap-wise, that sector was terrible, but whatever. We're not dead. We have immediate stores here that we can't do anything with since we have 7 scrap. Because we could go there, sell the halberd beam, and buy fuel, but I'm not doing that. I'd like to have the option to upgrade onto that, even though I'm not sure if I'll do it. Offer them assistance. We have a blue option from our defense drone. Unfortunately, it gave us a quest only. Now, admittedly, that is a Federation-based quest, which is usually pretty good. But I would just like some scrap. Secure the cache. Give me stuff. Okay, we can go to this store to restock. We might as well keep the anti-personnel drone for now. Our anti-boarding situation sucks. We know we're not seeing any more stores this sector, so let's just keep going. Probably want to upgrade doors next. Although I would also like to get level 4 engines for 100% cloak evade. Anti-personnel drone, go! By go, I mean go very slowly. Oh yeah, it looks like I have less power than I do because I'm powering this. Yeah, let's upgrade the doors. And I'll buy a power bar as well while I'm doing it, and yeah, I can get my engines up next. No. It's a shame. I would like to be able to afford to hire that what looks fairly cheap NG, but I have literally 0 scrap. Hey, cool. We get another defense drone. Now, using multiple defense drones is unfortunately not very efficient because they have a tendency to just, you know, you might see an enemy with 2 missiles and think, oh, one can shoot down 1 each, but of course they don't actually coordinate properly. They tend to go after the exact same missile in that sort of situation. This anti-personnel drone's been quite helpful. I might well end up keeping it. Let's take this Federation-based quest that often gives crew drops, which would be quite helpful here since we still just have the original crew that we started with. This is a stupid idea, but I'm doing it anyway. Start getting my shields up. Then subsystems. We'll see based on how much crap we make in the final sector before 7, whether or not we can afford to upgrade onto the halberd beam. Despite what I just said about how crew would be useful, I'm still going to pick this option because it's just the better one to take in that case. I can maybe do this without hacking. We'll see. They are a little bit vulnerable because while they have 3 shield bubbles and the DD2, they also only have Mantis to repair things. So we get any damage through and they're not really able to do much of anything to us. And we get many, many, many volleys to break their stuff. Damn it! If you have a blue option for sensors, you can avoid that particular outcome. But of course, we not only don't have a blue option for sensors, we flat out don't have sensors. We don't have 2 jumps here, and I don't see a point in diving in order to get one random jump in an NG sector. Maybe crew kill this. They don't have any way to heal. And they have that isolated oxygen room that I always like to take advantage of on this particular layout. I do need to keep the weapons suppressed though, so I might actually just be killing these people with shots directly into that room. Yep, cool. But we definitely want to find a store now just to sell that, if nothing else. And the extra defense drone I definitely do not need. Cool, free stuff. Civilian. Go this way. There are unfortunately some jumps at the bottom I think we're not going to see, but that's fine. It's to their offer, it's this again. This shit can't hurt me except via the mind control, so... This is a situation where we could, say, put the human in, since it's only level 1 mind control, we can tell because his hit points haven't gone up. We could put the human in hacking and the rock in, say, cloaking, or any level 2 system that's more than level 1 that isn't shields. And they would basically do a point of damage. I'll just demonstrate it once. I'm not gonna actually, and I'll just do it in normal speed. I'm not gonna actually do it properly. But Jack here got 1 point of combat XP from breaking that. Then he gets 1 point of XP for repairing it in the meantime. And they're gonna mind control again in a moment. They mind control Jack again. lunges and watch when he breaks the door. He actually gets a bit of combat skill. But anyhow, on to the task of actually killing this ship. They have 4 shield bubbles over there. I'm going to use an offensive hack. It's kind of a shame to have to hack in this fight, but they have so many NGs over there that I'm concerned that if they start running, that we might not be able to stop them, so I need to damage their defensive systems in order to make it more viable for me to actually blow them up if they start fleeing. I got that fixed just in time. Really? That's the kind of thing I'm concerned about happening. And if that happened while they were running away, they would get away. Oh yeah, of course they're not getting away, it's this event. Let them live. We get a very expensive sell item right before the sell place. Cool. Sell that, buy this. We're gonna get you to go man our doors. And oh yeah, sell this as well. And I'm going to stick with the weapons I have, but I am going to buy this auto reloader to make them quicker. Since we've done that, we can now start upgrading our subsystems. We'll just use level 4 weapons, we'll have the full shields, we'll have ideally an offensive drone, but we have to find one of those. We will attack the pirate. This ship can hurt us, but it's highly unlikely. Let's try doing it without a drum farm. I never saved your crew position. The setup eventually begins to struggle against ships with high levels of shielding because, of course, you only have 5 shots, and you need the shield to be down completely for your mini-beam to do anything. That looked like it was about to go off. And indeed it was. Yeah. No. I was looking to see, oh cool, we got a map. Awesome, we can farm scrap. I was looking there because I wasn't sure if we could do a 4-room swipe with our mini-beam, and which I don't think there was one available. But I was concerned that if they dodged enough shots, our mini-beam might do 3 damage, take them to 1 hull exactly, and they might get away. But fortunately that did not occur. So we We have 2 other stores in this sector. They're at the end of the sector, and we can hit fight after fight after fight. Go into at least one of those stores with the hopes of buying like an offensive drone. Beam drone for killing Zoltan shields would be preferable. Okay, this is a double drone fight. Makes up for some of the no drone fights we've had recently. And since they're fleeing, we need to hack offensively. Alas, poor defense drone. This one we can probably do with no drone use. We just cloak after they fire the chain laser. Well, we would have done that if they still had the mini beam, the hollow beam. But as it happens, they don't. Weapon timing was slightly off there because they were in my weapons room. Now, I'm going to go greed mode, I think. Since we know where a store is, we can always cut towards it for fuel purposes if we get really screwed over on fuel rewards. Which, at the moment, is happening. Not even bothering to turn speed hack on for this little health. I'll just wait. So we're gonna go solar flare, there, these, store, and ideally that. I don't know whether we can take all of those, but we'll take as much as we can. That weapon setup is spooky. Let's not let the music. I don't know why I cloaked there when I did. That was a silly thing to do. Ah, we didn't hit their cloak because their shield came back at exactly the wrong moment while our shots were in the air. Next mini beam shot should kill them anyway, so I don't think they're escaping. There we go. Fuel acquired. Nope, we're not surrendering to slavers. Give us your high scrap reward. Okay, so currently only the bomb is dangerous. No. I would consider it if it were an NG. Unfortunately, there are no offensive drones here. Let's buy 2 bits of fuel. 1, 2. We're definitely diving at the exit, and I don't think we can get this either, but we can get to the store, I believe. Outside of... yeah. Outside of Fleet Pursuit doublings. Who needs engines? I have the cloak hack cycle. And the defense drone, if for some reason I screw that up, which, considering the evidence of this run, is highly probable. That was unfortunately a low scrap reward. Oh well. We got a high scrap reward from that earlier on the run, and I'd rather get high rewards early and low rewards late than vice versa. Too many low rewards early and you might not have any rewards late. Oh. They don't have any offensive drones, but they do have another flak. Okay, in that case I'll do that. Now this is quite bad at doing targeted damage, but the DPS is completely insane. So we can just win fights, especially with this auto reloader, we can just win fights really, really quickly. We will get like no crew kills against the flagship, except maybe a few side room ones. Just sticking around to blow this ship up because I feel like it. A repair station here would be nice, but it's not necessary. I'm probably going to get that one though. Anti-personnel drone, do your thing. Just holding scrap in case we see a store. Most likely it's just going on the pilot buffer, some shields, and some power. Defense drone. Really? Fine, be like that. Hit a bunch of different systems all at once. Oh, really? Oh, and our defense drone got shot down. Well. Go like that, and then we'll still hit the shields. No. There we go. Drone buffer wouldn't go amiss. And we'll be able to do that after this. This is a low scrap reward fight, but, you know, it's still gonna give us 8 scrap, at least. Hack those very dangerous weapons. Actually, keep getting power, I'll get the drone. Maybe either from this, or if I don't get any scrap here, I'll get it after phase 1. Now, I don't have a reset of the hack in phase 1, but that's fine, because even a hack on my weapons, with these weapons, it's mostly an inconvenience. Okay, currently we can't take damage. Our AP drone is going to die because I think I didn't actually get the hit points back properly after the last fight. Whatever. It's the end of the game. We can afford to lose a drum or to laziness. Oops. Afford to lose 2 drone parts due to laziness. Okay, maybe we actually were just losing. Not because we failed to heal it, but because Double Mantis is no joke. I think I'm going to save and get my doors upgraded soon because the boarding phase will be a little hectic, I suspect. Admittedly, we have the anti-personnel drone to help us out, but still, we have no mind control counter, and we only have 4 crew. And our weapons do not crew kill. Looked almost like they were going to end up hacking my weapons there, but thankfully they picked a different system. An annoying system, but not as annoying as my weapons. As long as you do 1 damage to, even though I usually like to shoot this out completely, if you do at least 1 damage to the missiles, you should be able to cloak every single time the missile surge goes off. Because the damage to the system slows them down. I'm going to hold until after their cloak. Oh, maybe it doesn't. Okay, I guess it doesn't then. Whatever. We took 1 damage. I'm not too concerned about that. So we'll fight them at the base. We don't need to worry about the usual things to fight the boarding drum because we have an anti-personnel drone to do that. We will have the battle of the bots going on in the background. We don't even need to waste time putting up a defense drone. See if I can tag the missiles then with my flak to do a little bit more damage to it. Only 1 of them. Cool. Flak successful. No, they escaped. Wow, my AP drone is kicking ass. I wasn't even close. Anyway, maybe we'll get a side room kill here. And we got one... No, we might get two here, actually. I don't know whether the death animation had finished playing on that guy who's dying in the fire, but whatever. Let's get a damage buffer on this. Let's get my battle bot ready for the final phase. So they're gonna mind control one of the rocks or the human. I could just run them all into drone control. That's probably actually a good idea. I'll run them all into drone control. Whoever gets mind controlled can tangle with the anti-personnel drone, which I don't think they would typically do under mind control circumstances. Your anti-personnel drone would not normally go and seek out a mind controlled person, but I think that if they're in the same room, it will actually defend itself. Even if it doesn't, it at least ties that mind controlled person out. So they got the feeble-minded human, obviously. That's annoying. Yeah, so the human is taking damage, so the anti-personnel drone is defending itself. Oh yeah, we had that person that's our engine's person, so we got clipped through the cloak. We must have got more crew kills there than I had realized, because they don't have very much left at all. You get over there. Rip. Something is on fire. It's not a system room, so I'm not too concerned. Ah! Oops. Well, whatever. Messy run, mostly due to errors. We did not lose due to the particularly egregious error that I made that should, by all rights, have got me killed. But sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, Mantis A will be next, and hopefully we can avoid doing anything hugely stupid in that. When would I ever do anything hugely stupid when playing a Mantis ship run? Anyhow, I will see you next time. Bye for now.